Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Third Wave Trades. Still a little under the weather, guys, so excuse my voice, but I have another update for you guys on another stock which I think is going to provide a very strong move moving forward, and that is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. The last time I did an update on this video on this stock, guys, was a while ago. It was right before their earnings, and I'll post the video in the description down below, or I'll pin it to the comments so you guys can take a look at that. In that video, I kind of went over the larger macro count for what we were looking at with Apple, which was basically that we had completed or were in the middle of a fourth wave correction, and I gave a couple of scenarios, and it looks like the bullish scenario is playing out. So I'll just do a quick little recap in this video, but I'll also post that one if you guys want a more detailed overview of the larger picture for Apple. But I think that we are, like I said, in a strong bullish move with Apple, and given the strength of like tech stocks in general right now and the market overall, I think Apple has a very good chance of moving higher. So we'll get into that in the wave count, and I'll give you guys a couple of projections, price projections, where I think it's possible that we can hit using like the fib extension tool for third wave targets and stuff. All right, so if that sounds good, we will get into the video, but first, a quick disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research, and or consult with your financial advisor before making any trading or investment decisions. Secondly, I really want to thank everybody who has shown me love by subscribing to the channel and by liking and commenting on my videos, especially the last video I posted. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. That video is my best video to date, so I'm really hoping that you guys are enjoying the content and finding it useful. And if you guys are, please continue to show love. Hit the like button down below, and please subscribe to the channel for more Elliott Wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. All right, guys, so with all that out of the way, let's just get straight into the video. So quick little recap. Basically, I said that we had finished a larger macro third wave move back in December of 21, and then we were kind of in this long corrective move over here, which I basically took as an A, B, C for a W. Then we had an X wave, and then another A, B, C over here for a Y wave. One possible scenario was that the bearish scenario was that we would actually might be forming another Z wave down here, and the bullish scenario was that we were already in an impulsive move. All right, I believe that the bullish scenario is playing out, which is what I have drawn up over here. We're going to go over that in a second. Now, these arrows you guys can see over here, I was basically showing you we had this descending level of resistance that was pretty strong, right? So that's why it was right here where I posted my last video right before earnings, where I said this would be a critical point, because you guys can see we got rejected here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then we were coming upon the 5th time of touching that descending level of resistance, and we actually broke through it, right? So with earnings, we broke through it, and then we chopped for a little bit, which is expected to happen when you're touching like critical levels like that. So we chopped for a little bit, but it's good because we consolidated above that descending level of resistance, moved higher, came back down, tested it one more time, and then we've been pushing higher ever since. All right, so we've basically gotten through that, and now Apple is looking really good. All right, so I think that this fourth wave correction is complete, and now we are moving higher for a larger fifth wave move. And as you guys can see, that 5th wave is going to be made up of 5 waves itself. Within that 5 wave scenario, I believe we are in the middle of our third wave. So, you know, third wave trades, this is what we do, guys. These are the trades that we want to be in. They're usually very impulsive, and there's a lot of money to be made playing these third wave moves if you can get in with a good entry and time your exits properly. All right, so with that being said, now what are some key levels of resistance? We'll get to the wave count in a second. I just want to go over some levels of resistance. So one, you can see over here, like I said, we broke the descending level of resistance and we consolidated above it and we moved higher. So that's good. Now there was a resistance over here. We broke above that, the 176 area. As you see, we got rejected here the first time. We came down and then we broke above it. So that's good. Now we have another one right here. We broke above that. That was around $179, $180. We're above that right now. There will be another one over here around 182. And now once we break that 182, guys, it's clear like sailing from there. There's no more levels of resistance from that point on. So I think above 182 with some consolidation, right? I think we will be poised to move much higher above that level. All right, so watch out for those key levels. Well, it's only the one really right now, which is 182, because we broke above 176, we broke above 180, and now we might chop here for a little bit before we see 182, possibly chop there, and then again, if we consolidate above that level, we will be moving higher, in my opinion. Now, within the wave count, you guys can see over here, we had our first wave move down here, right? And then we got A, B, C for our second wave, which is great. And now we are in this third wave move. So ultimately, I think we are doing this third wave move. We'll get a fourth and then a fifth, all right? So that's the path. That's the primary path that I'm looking at. Now, in terms of how high can we run? So again, if once we break 182, there's no more resistance, right? So at that point, we're going to be needing some sort of tool to get possible price targets, since there's no more resistance levels or key levels. And that's where we're going to use the Fibonacci extension tool. And we're going to play it conservatively, and we're going to take the first wave move, right? And we want 161.8% extension of that move, which takes us to this $200 level, all right? So it's like 198, 197, but we'll just round it up to 200, and we'll say that will be our primary target for now, right? Before we get a fourth wave pullback, and then we move higher for a fifth. All right. Now, if we break above that 198 to 200 level, and we do so with continued volume and strength, the next levels are basically these right here, right? So after the 161.8% level for a third wave target, we could have the 200% level, which would take us to 211, the 261.8% level, which would take us to 231, and then finally the 323.6% level, which would take us to $250. And that is not, I know it sounds crazy right now, but it's very possible, right? So those are the levels that we are going to play, but we're going to take them one level at a time. So the first thing we have to do is get past that 182, and from there, honestly, my next target would be the 161.8%, which would take us to 200, and then these levels in succession. All right, guys, so those are the price projections that we are looking at for this third wave move. Some other things that we can just look at to confirm like our bullish bias is that as of right now, we are above the 21-day EMA. You guys can see that has acted like as a great support for us. So you guys can see every time we've come down over here, we've touched it and we've bounced, and we've bounced. So far the 21-day EMA has been a really great support. So as long as we're above the 21-day EMA, I think we are, we're bullish for this third wave move to play out. Now it can come back down over here to retest and again bounce off it again, but as long as we don't break below it, I think we're fine to move higher. So we can take a look at the volume. and the RSI. The RSI is a little bit high. It's at like 72, but there's still enough room for it to move a little bit higher before a pullback to test that 21-day EMA. Um, but overall, at some point we will get like a little bit of a cooling period, and that's when I think we'll come back to that 21-day EMA. But like I said, as long as we're above it, we are bullish. Now, in terms of the volume, if we look at the daily volume, uh, we had a couple of strong days over here. On Friday, we didn't have the best volume, but we're still sort of like right above average. Now, if we take a look at a weekly chart, you guys can see for the weekly, our volume is picking up, right? So I would expect for the next week or so that this is actually going to continue, right? We'll get higher volume for the weekly. So sometimes it's good to ignore the smaller time frames and just pay attention to the bigger picture, especially since this would be a swing long position. Um, I do anticipate a little bit more volume picking up and the price action eventually breaking through at some point next week above 182. But it's something that we have to see. If we get rejected at those levels, then be prepared for like a little bit of a chop, right? I think a clear cut break out above 182 with strong volume um, would be the best way to play this if you're not already in it. Like uh, that, I think would be a great entry, a break above 182 with strong volume, um, headed higher, like I said, towards those projections that I gave you guys earlier, the 161.8%, which would take us to $200. All right, so that's really all I got for right now. Overall, I think this is looking bullish. Uh, Again, check out my last video if you guys want to see some of the other possible scenarios, like the bearish case scenarios. Again, my favorite scenario is this bullish scenario that I'm showing you guys over here, but those scenarios are still possible if we see a strong rejection at any of these levels over here. Um, but for now, I'm looking to I'm bullish on this, and I think that it will play in to the overall strength of the market and the continuation of the strong tech moves. All right, guys, so that's all I got for today. Please like the video if you found the content helpful, and please subscribe to the channel for more Elliott Wave breakdowns on your favorite stocks, cryptos, and commodities. I'll be back with more. Peace.